comes the Mega Ball. You could win more with the Mega Ball. Pick 3 and pick 4 and you could get all.
Yes, playing Pick 3 and Pick 4 with the Caribbean Lottery just got more rewarding. Now you can win more with the Mega Ball. For just an extra $1, increase your winnings by $1,000 with the Pick 3 and a big $10,000 with the Pick 4. Don't wait, play today. Play Pick 3 and Pick 4 with the Mega Ball at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide.
You ready to win a little extra? Then get on the ball.
Must be 21 and over to play.
When power stops, your world should not. For April, the TDC Home and Building Depot's product of the month is the GD Super Multi-Purpose Solar Generator. Instant, silent, and efficient power for your home, office, or any other space. Our 600-watt generator was $2,070, now $1,182. The 1500-watt was $2,772, now $1,965. And our 3000-watt powerhouse was $6,405, now $3,960. Finish your projects, continue your business, enjoy your life. Available at the TDC Home and Building Depots on St. Kitts and Nevis and at shoptdcgroup.com.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
A pleasant good morning to the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis, to the regional and international diaspora. Welcome to today's edition of Island Tea. Just about 10 minutes after the hour of 8. It is the second to last day of April. Yes, April 29th on a beautiful hump day. Warm morning, but yeah, beautiful hump day morning. Just to remind you, we're being simulcast on TVC Channel 40, Facebook, as well as YouTube. We're on your FM dial at 98.9. If you wish to bring something pressing to the fore or join in the conversation, our local number is 4660989 or 1-305-921-4619 or 1-718-285-6984 or in the UK 0333440065. Biff, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Cortensia. I am blessed, highly favored, and giving thanks. What about you?
I am trying to be better than yesterday. I think I accomplished some of it.
Oh, wonderful. You're definitely looking so.
Oh, wow.
Glittery black and things like that.
Yeah, I decided to pull up my disco ball top for today. Yeah, it's something easy to go with, so I'll be like, let's go.
You're starting the weekend early after work.
I guess. I guess. As we begin today's program, I see a lot of folks here in St. Kitts, especially the youths, are anticipating the arrival of the visit of Mr. Darren Jason Watkins Jr., otherwise known as I Show Speed. I do not know where he got that name from. But he was in St. Lucia. I'd see he was playing a round of cricket with Darren Sammy. And this is a young man. He's just 21. So I Show Speed is a 21-year-old American YouTuber, streamer, and rapper renowned for his high energy, chaotic, and often comedic live streams. He gained rapid fame in 2021 through gaming, that's FIFA, Talking Ben, and IRL content, becoming a prominent internet celebrity known for viral outbursts and a huge fan engagement. I saw he gave a young man in St. Lucia $1,000 to buy a phone to start streaming, and the young man was so grateful he started crying. I saw him in Barbados at Chefette. I guess he was trying out the local food. And he has an itinerary when he gets here to St. Kitts that I saw on Facebook. And it says, let me pull it up, make sure I have it here. Every time you need something to come up, it doesn't come up, but I have it right here. Give me
Technology for
1
you.
second. See, it goes back to what I do not want. But I have a little picture here. I think I can read from that. It says he'll be hosted by Sugar Bowl and Sensia. He will be joining the Mocha Jumbies on stilts, eating island delights, racing with top athletes, running up Brimstone Hill. He'll be zip lining, trying the best KFC in the Caribbean. He'll be walking up. Is this walking up with the road march champs? He know how to walk up? Anyway, he's black. That's for a different thing. He'll be donkey riding with what? Jeff gonna be extra famous with the donkey, man?
Yeah, man, Jeff.
And
going
then
on
he'll
bad.
be ATV riding. So when he gets here, I don't know when he's gonna get here. But when he gets here, that's what's going to happen. And as I said earlier, he'll be hosted by Sugar Bowl and Sensia. I know he goes around showcasing the various islands and what they offer. So it's a good thing for our tourism product. And somebody mentioned yesterday that St. Kitts has the best tourism product. And I would agree. As they say, we are one country that doesn't run our tourists down to buy products and services. So, and yesterday, while I was at the airport working, this gentleman relayed to me that our island has some of the most friendliest people on it. He's been to other islands, but he said our interaction, our willingness to speak to them, and just how we treated them overall, this was his best experience. This is his first time here. I asked him if he'd been to our sister island. He said he didn't. So I say, all the more reason to come back. He asked me the differences. I said, I think you might actually fall in love with Nevis a bit more, because if you're into quietness and tranquility and all of that, that's what Nevis has to offer. We are more the hustle and bustle of the two.
Definitely,
Yeah.
Nevis extremely quiet. I lived in Nevis for about 6 months, and if you don't find things to do, if you're not from Nevis, you could really suffer from serious boredom. But being into sports, I didn't have much of a problem because it was football season.
Okay.
But about 4:15, 4:30, and I'm talking back then in 1980, I think it was, and about 4:15, 4:30, Charlestown is quiet.
Yeah, but it's more development. It's more
Yes.
developed now. So I don't, from what I've seen over the past years, I don't think it's more quiet with all the things that are happening. Penny Beach having this whole boardwalk and all these things happening over there. I think it's gotten a bit more lively, but because of the tranquility and because of me loving Nevis too, I think they're gonna like it over there. It is. When I go to Nevis, I actually feel like I'm overseas, although I'm literally over the sea. Yeah.
You went where?
Yeah, of course. I went where? I went to Nevis for a couple of days. Yes. Just to remind those of you listening, at about 8:30, we should have Social Security in studio. At about 9:15, we'll have the Solid Waste Department. The farmers won't be in today. I think we won't see the farmers until June. I guess it is the season to be a farmer, so they are quite busy at this time. In other local news, I just didn't want to get the tea too hot, but I see that the premier of, let me talk about something else that's nicer right now. We have a little 12-year-old genius in our midst, Jaden. I don't want to say his last name long, but it's Jaden Alongi. It's Longe out of St. Kitts. Amazingly passed CSEC Math with a grade 2 at only 12 years old when he was in first form. So he was coached by his father, Babatunde Dimiloa Alonge. So you know he has African lineage right there. And this young man is also the third biggest YouTuber in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Wow.
With over 131 subscribers. What were we doing at that age? Playing marbles in the yard. Plus we didn't have all this technology that they had now.
Of course not.
Not only is he one of St. Kitts and Nevis' biggest YouTubers, Okay, he's very intelligent, accomplishing something most adults are scared to even tackle. So congratulations to Jaden and his parents. Keep up the good work. Who knows, by third form, he's ready to go to CFBC because he would have passed all his subjects. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Yes. I just wanted to comment on the what you just said about Nevis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, I think a good way to put it is that you can get away without going away. You know,
Yes, staycation.
Yeah, you feel like you're in another place
Yeah.
when you go over there,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time you're in the same country.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's a really unique experience. I don't know that it's duplicated anywhere else in the Caribbean to that extent, put it that way. And I think it speaks to the differences. Biffy and I spoke about Nevis yesterday
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the approach to things like pride in the island and so on. So yes, I totally agree with you. This ISO speed, I mean, to be quite honest, I only heard of him, knew of him a few days ago.
Me too, literally.
You too?
Yes. I'm young, but I'm not young. I'm not into stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm still trying to find out what he's about, what it looks like he's about promoting the island. So we're grateful for that. But I don't know.
Promoting the islands generally? He has island roots?
I don't think so, but he's been to almost all the islands. I see he comes off a jet with the markings Expedia on it. I actually saw a vehicle was being, what do you call it? Oh boy, Mr. McMondo, what is eluding me? When you cover a vehicle, oh my God.
When you what?
Like you put something over a vehicle. A vehicle is being basically wrapped, yes. A vehicle is being wrapped with Expedia. So I wonder if that vehicle is a vehicle that's going to pick him up today.
Oh.
Because I see him dancing in front of Expedia jet, so I wonder maybe it could be, this is me assuming, I'm not quite sure, that Expedia sponsors his trip, because I didn't get to really research much about him. What little I researched, that's what I just read.
I wondered about his connections. It makes sense now. He has his own jet, because I think I saw an advertisement where he's doing 4 islands in one day.
Bless his soul.
And I wonder how could he manage that? And even looking at the itinerary for St. Kitts, how could he do that in a few hours, all of that in a few hours?
Well, you heard he's a hype guy. He's only 21. He's full of energy, Mr. McMahon. Yeah. We don't have to worry where he's going to get his energy from.
I guess. But it's really amazing how someone so young can just explode on the scene just like that.
Yeah, and he started by playing video games, if you realize,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just shows you never know. You put a device in a kid's hand, and next thing you know, he's in charge of the world.
Yeah, because look at the little guy that I just spoke about, the 12-year-old that passed maths with a grade 2,
yes.
just in first form. He's the third largest YouTuber in St. Kitts, 131K.
Well, the thing is, if he's a prodigy, do we even test those things here? Maybe we're keeping him back for all we know, but because I mean that's definitely exceptional. So yeah, it would be nice if everyone achieves their full potential.
Yeah.
Certainly, if he has a gift, it should be exploited to the max.
Yeah, because when I just learned of him too, he was in Africa sometime. So I would like to say this month I learned of this young man. I never heard of him prior to now. Maybe the younger people would know, because everybody's practicing running off when ISO speed comes. So
I wonder where he's going. What's next for him?
I guess he'll tell us.
At 21.
Oh, you mean in terms of his career?
Yes. I mean, what else? What he can? I mean, he's already achieved so much at this age.
Maybe he could become the president of the U.S.
The what?
The president of the United States.
You're inviting some sarcastic comments, huh?
No, I'm not judging the young people. These young people years ahead of us.
No.
Look at that young man, as I said.
When I say sarcastic comments, I mean things like, they can't elect a vice president, put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lord Jesus. No, man, he can be a good one. He's the future.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, as it is right now, anybody else who comes after, one might say has to be a great improvement, but that's another story.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you for your commentary and for always calling in. All right. Biff, should we take a break and then get back?
That sounds like a very good idea. Let's go downtown and pay some homage to our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Found the sound 98.9 Building supplies, electrical supplies, furniture, appliances, carpets and tiles. It's the company where you can get it all. All at TDC Home and Building Depot. From lawn and garden, the TVs and stereos. All at TDC Home and Building Depot. Come on down, get what you're looking for. It's all at TDC Home and Building Depot.
Life can throw surprises your way. Because life, it just happens. With Sagicor, I plan for life's unexpected turns and have a safety net for me and those I love. Call your Sagicor advisor or visit sagicor.com to learn more because, well, life happens.
Your space is your brand. It speaks for you. So what is it saying? From the boardroom to the bedroom, our modern decorative light fixtures offer timeless designs with visual comfort. During April, TDC is making space for new arrivals. They have discounted selected Vision Decorate wall-mounted fixtures ranging from $60 to $115 to as low as $30 to $40. Elevate every corner, transform every moment, enjoy every second. Available at the TDC Home and Building Depots on St. Kitts and Nevis and at shoptdcgroup.com.
And we are back on Island Tea, just about 25 minutes before the hour of 8. Well, not before, sorry, after. I guess life is too good for me this morning.
Indeed.
So as we continue along, I see here that my president of Guyana, yes, my president, is writing to the chairman of CARICOM, maybe to talk to Miss Delcy Rodriguez, not maybe, to talk to Delcy Rodriguez about the brooch that she's wearing on her various visits to the island. A brooch of Venezuela that encompasses my good Essequibo. Remember, as I said, they're not getting a blade of grass.
Not
it
a blade of
belong
grass.
to all you.
Not a blade
It
of
belongs to we GT people. Listen, we came with nothing. We didn't even have on a piece of clothes. We had on Pampers, we had on nothing. Now we're going to leave with nothing. So all we need to do in this life is to live, as Mr. McMahon liked to say, maybe share with y'all, but y'all not making us want to be shareable people because y'all constantly want things that doesn't belong. Oh yeah, it was given to us by whomever. The treaty was signed, it done. Why are people continuing a fight for something that's not theirs? Now she needs to stop wearing that brooch or make a new brooch but just exclude Essequibo. What sign is she sending that she'll continue to fight? I know she's part of the Nicolas Maduro regime, but leave my country alone.
So they're owning Essequibo.
They want to, but it's not going to happen. Leave my country alone. So stop wearing that brooch, please.
Yes, that's sort of insulting
More than
and
insulting.
disrespecting.
Disrespectful.
Disrespectful, yes, to be going to Guyana where there's that controversy. Some may say it's a bold statement, a statement of confidence, but it could ignite. It could ignite more friction. Let me put it that way.
Well, it done had tightness going on there. So she needs to stop wearing the brooch. Caller, good morning. You're live on LNT.
Conversing to you, Hortensia. And
Hi.
Susie.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
All right.
Now, you ask the question, why do we continue to fight for something that doesn't belong to us?
Mm-hmm.
Right, Hortensia, now, follow me. In this lane of why we continue to fight for things that don't belong to us, now let us ask ourselves these questions. How could colonization be wrong? How could 1884, 85 be wrong?
Mm-hmm.
The Berlin Conference. How could the business model be wrong? How can the education system be wrong? How can the militarization be wrong? But religion is right. Think about these things, Hortensia and Biff. Now, all these things are external. They were imposed upon us. But here we are, we defend religion. We defend religions, guys. Now, why is this? Why? You see, we are at a stage now that we are asking questions. Why? Why? We're asking this question over and over and over and never coming to the realization that all that was imposed upon us that were external, yet we are defending one thing, religion in a Jesus, Hortensia. Now, don't get me wrong. The principles of the Jesus is what we are supposed to apply in our life. But look at us as the Christian. So those who claim that they are born-again Christian, have you seen any one of them, apart from dressing up on a Sunday and a Wednesday, have you seen any one of them doing what Jesus did? Now look at us, Hortensia and Biff. We are comfortable. I am a born-again Christian in the blood of Jesus. But yet we lack. We lack because we are cut off. And we are fighting for things that don't belong to us, Hortensia. I'm not making mock of this, I'm not making mock, Hortensia. This is deep because we forget that King Leopold wrote to the mercenaries and tell the niggers that it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into heaven. But this thing just float over our heads. I know you guys are silent and you don't want to touch certain things because you're in your space. And I respect that. But let us be real. Let us pause and see our reality that is unfolding before our eyes. They told us to turn the other cheek and pray for those that persecute us. And here's the part that is more shocking. And I'm going to just paraphrase this, Hortensia and Biff. Like they say, the book says, don't bother with those who destroy the body. But I think it says something like, pray for the one, something like the one who can destroy both body and spirit. And oh my God, it's confounding to me that we must lay our treasure up in heaven, where rust and thieves cannot enter. and they have built their treasures here on earth. And Cortensia, here we are today, still fighting for things that don't belong to us. What is wrong with us, Cortensia? What is wrong with us? Why can't we decolonize our mind from all that was imposed upon us and reconnect to who we were, knowing that we are connected to those who walk before us? Why are we still divided? Why are we still manipulated?
Okay.
Why are we still being controlled? Why?
And
what is wrong with us? Why can't we unite?
maybe one day.
Politics, education, religion, all that have kept us apart.
Okay.
Yet the enemy is feeding off of our energy. Think about these things, guys.
All right.
Our unity will erase. Let me say this.
Okay.
Our unity and knowledge of who we are will erase the misery that was imposed upon us. It's time for us to wake up.
All right. Thank you, Journey.
All right, guys.
All right. As Journey said, it's time for us to wake up.
And his journey is on the usual journey.
Indeed.
And he makes a lot of sense. I'm not that deep into the Bible, etc., to comment on that, but I commend him for believing in what he believes and advocating for it. And of course, we don't need people like that to keep us on our toes. It'll be nice if when he's making these presentations, he links them into the topics we've presented. And like
he did, because remember I say about us fighting for stuff.
Link
so
them more. More into the topic.
That's where that part came up. Of us fighting for things that we don't belong to us, because the colonizers beat us down for our lands, move us from our lands,
which is still happening.
Yeah. Listen, I oftentimes wonder what makes our money different to their money, because as the average person might say, people can come in and get immediately because they have the funds right away, but us trying to secure it is harder. And it seems as though we, the natives, are being kept down and the others are allowed to strive because they have it already available. But can we argue that they have it already available because they did prudent things? One might say, oh, they kept us back because we were in slavery, so they had it before us, they had their gold spoon, etc., etc. But no, some of it might be true. But as I said, we as a people could do just exactly what those people are doing. Look at rich people.
With the opportunities.
Exactly. Half of them things those people wear, you really think they bought them? They got them for free for people like me and you who ain't got nothing to go buy them, right? No, rich people don't spend their own money, or people with money. Let me put it that way. They use my money, your money, everybody's money. They use the bank money. So why can we not adopt these same principles and get to somewhere? And that's why I said I always felt that in 2020, everybody suddenly woke up and be like, ding, I could do this. I can save 5,000 in 2 months. I can get to this. And the powers be say, what? These people getting smart. Nothing to go so. Virus. Cut off everybody. Put everybody back. We had to dig in our pockets, etc., etc. But if we believe the way these folks believe, that they didn't have any money, that tired going to bankruptcy and then come back and big braggadocious and boasty, we can do the same thing.
I think we can with the energies, the passion, the challenge of us working together.
It's hard.
we got to overcome that.
I don't understand why we discriminate against us. You know, we the same color. We cut from, maybe not from the same cloth, but come on. What's wrong with us?
And then the leaders as well. Yes, I get up as a leader and say, oh, yes, I'm going to invest in my people. And then my actions are different to what my actions now are different to the talk.
Yeah.
And I was in a strange conversation recently, Cartensia. I didn't realize televisions were banned in St. Kitts back in the 70s.
I didn't know that.
That's what I heard. I haven't had
Why?
any time to do any
For folks
research.
not to know what's happening on the outside?
Become too wise, I understand, I was told. And I said, no, that doesn't make sense to me. Why would a leader not want his people to advance and empower themselves? Because knowledge is power. And I'm sure Johnny will agree with that. Knowledge is power. Well, the use of the knowledge, too, that's a different kettle of fish. But I did hear it that under former premier, televisions were banned. And the person I was speaking to, actually it was a group of us, is suggesting it's because that it was alleged that the leader said the people will become too wise.
Wait, I googled something here because I don't want us to get in anything. It says, based on available history of media in the region, there is no evidence of specific formal ban on television in St. Kitts in 1970. It says, the media landscape. During the 1970s, the primary media in St. Kitts was radio, particularly ZIZ. So I guess TV wasn't a big thing, which began broadcasting in the 1960s. Television arrival. Television services via ZIZ Channel 5 was in operation during the 1970s and served the Leeward Archipelago. That word always gets me.
Archipelago, is it? Archipelago?
Archipelago. I don't know. I'll get the pronunciation later. I could never get it. So, regional context. While there was no ban in St. Kitts, other Caribbean nations did experience strict regulations or emergency powers in 1970, such as Trinidad and Tobago, where media was restricted during a state of emergency in April 1970s. So, yeah, I don't see any. Okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T.
Hi, morning, yes. I don't recall outright ban. But there was certainly some kind of regulations on TV broadcasting. And what I think what might have been banned was cable TV.
Okay.
That only came in later. And interestingly enough, Barbados was one of the last countries to have cable TV. Right? They used their national TV broadcasting service and didn't see the need. I don't know if it's for the same reason they felt that it was bringing in too much external influence. Didn't see the need for it. But the thing about it is you couldn't stop it. You can't stop it. And you try to whether regulate, ban the internet, people are going to find a way around it. So you might as well embrace it and try to at least have some light form of regulation. Because I can to get a telephone, and we've had banned so much from that.
You remember when they had what you call it? When you had to have your license if your radio wasn't licensed. I remember they used to have ads in Ghana where they say, "Hide the radio quick in the refrigerator."
Yeah, at one point there was some kind of licensing arrangement.
Yeah.
You can't stop, shall we say, progress. You just can't stop something like that. I mean, you might as well, just try to embrace it and make it work as best as possible for you.
Indeed.
Imagine that. Yeah, it brings back a lot of nostalgia. Not being able to make a phone call and not being able to see TV. I mean, I remember when they had the moon shot, first moon landing. I remember going to friend's house, and a whole group of us was there watching it on the TV because TV then was so...
Yeah, only certain people had tellies.
Yeah. All right, then.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so we'll take a short break and we'll be right back with our first guest for today.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
You could win more with the Mega Ball. Pick 3 and pick 4, you could get it all.
Yes, playing Pick 3 and Pick 4 with the Caribbean Lottery just got more rewarding. For just an extra $1, increase your winnings by $1,000 with Pick 3 and $10,000 with Pick 4 when you play the Mega Ball.
You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? Then get on the ball.
Play Pick 3 and Pick 4 with Mega Ball at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 and over to play.
Building supplies, electrical supplies, furniture, appliances, carpets and tiles. It's the company where you can get it all. All at TDC Home and Building Depot. From lawn and garden, the TVs and stereos. All at TDC Home and Building Depot. Come on down, get what you're looking for. It's all at TDC Home and Building Depot.
Ready to play, match, and win? With Caribbean Numbers, you can turn your favorite numbers into big cash prizes, up to $20,000. For as low as $1, pick your numbers, play your way. Quiniela, Pale, or Tripleta, there's a game for you. Then match your numbers and win cash. It's fun and as easy as 1, 2, 3. Your numbers, your way, your time. Feel the thrill in every play, available from any Caribbean Lottery agent island-wide. Must be 21 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, hover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the doorway or any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, "You feel it, you feel it?" Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
This message is sponsored by the Australian Government, AusAid, and produced by NEMA in collaboration with WinFM.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune in to On The Ball, a weekly tour show which is on WinFM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Biff Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On The Ball with Troy Biff Mills on WinFM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball.
Unlock the secrets to a healthier you. Join Dr. Natalie Osborne every Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. on WinFM 98.9 for Weekly Dose. During this 30-minute health discussion, we aim to educate and empower our listeners on the prevention of diseases, early diagnosis, and timely intervention. Don't miss out on this informative health talk where we teach you to live your best life. Weekly Dose, Tuesdays on WinFM 98.9.
And we are back on Island Tea, just about 46 minutes after the hour of 8. And with us in studio, we have the lovely Nadia Deming. Good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning. Thank you. How are
Welcome
you?
I am better than yesterday. Trust me.
That's good. That's good. Good morning, all who can hear my voice or maybe watching. I am Nadia Deming, Marketing Officer at Social Security.
Go ahead with the topic.
Oh, okay. So, as you know, Social Security is always here informing you, letting you know what's happening with Social Security. Of course, your monies are being invested into Social Security, so it's only fair that you know what is happening with Social Security. Now, just three main things we would be talking about today with Social Security. Of course, if we have any other questions, we are happy to answer. But I just come to speak about one of our most look forward initiatives that is commencing as early as next week, which is our Social Security primary school visits. Now, the students, they really look forward to this. It is a fun and easy, engaging way to introduce Social Security to, of course, the future of Social Security, because when they get big, they're going to work and they're going to contribute. And so we want to reach out, particularly the grade 6 students. So we're doing just about between 20 to 22 primary schools and St. Kitts. Since this initiative, I didn't even know we had so many primary schools in St. Kitts alone. So we're doing 20 to 22 in St. Kitts and about 10 in Nevis. So it's going to be a St. Kitts and Nevis initiative where we're going to go to the schools, we're going to give them a soft introduction to Social Security, the basics, so they can understand money and how taxation goes. One thing I always champion for, and I hope to see it, I thought I would see it in my time. I don't see it yet in my son's time, and he's 8, but I'm hoping that one day we would start to teach children financial literacy at an early point in their life. I know we'd like to talk about the piggy banks and the savings, but understanding money and understanding taxation, of course, that's the real world. So just a soft introduction I'd like to see into the schools very soon. But Social Security will be stepping up in that point, where we're going and we'll explain the 5%, and we usually use the 5% of $10 and those type of stuff to get them introduced to what money is, and they really look forward to it, because sometimes we encourage them, and they're not paying Social Security, but we let them know their moms and their dads and their uncles, they are paying Social Security. And one of the famous questions we like to ask them is, when your mommy is sick and she stays home, how do you think she gets to take care of you? And then some of them would say, "Oh, Social Security can get you money," which is true. They know. So they know that part, and so it gives us a sense of joy knowing that sometimes when after we leave the school, we're walking down the road and we hear, I would hear, "Miss Demin, my uncle say he gained his money. Miss Demin, mommy said she gonna check to see she gained she money." And so those things make us smile, and it is to let us know that the future of Social Security, we have little ambassadors running around for the future of Social Security. So that's the primary school visit, commencing as early as next week. We're going to be, my team and I, we're going to be around in St. Kitts, and then we weren't covered, but like Social Security, always we keep looking out for your benefit. We keep looking out for your benefit. And we realize there are more and more entrepreneurs coming on board, and they need to be covered as well. So as we approach July 1st, we will be celebrating the 30 years of the self-employed at Social Security. And if you've been thinking about signing up, the process is very simple and it's accessible. We always tell you, come and speak to us. I recall a scenario with a friend of mine where she's self-employed and she wasn't involved with Social Security, and she got in an accident and she was down for a very long time. And I don't know if she was hiding to say it, but she was like, "Boy, I should have really deal with Social Security because I need it now." And so we're telling people, come into Social Security as a self-employed. It could be an electrician, a hairdresser, maybe you make crafts, whatever it is. Social Security is here to cover you, and our contributions start at a minimum of $40 a week, just $40. I know we like to be in the FETs, and we pay our VIPs, and VIPs is 400 and change, and the FETs are expensive right now. And so just $40 a week, all I'm saying is $40 per week can get you covered when life hits you, right? So if you pay $40 a week, we do our calculations per Monday. So if there is 4 Mondays, that's $160 a month, can cover you. You get all benefits. Sick leave, funeral grants, maternity leave, all benefits, and Social Security have over 26 benefits. And if you as a self-employed pay $160 per month, or if there are 5 Mondays in a month, you pay $200, you're securing your future. That's a big step in securing your future. But here's the key I want people to remember, not because I'm saying there's $40 per week. You have to remember that's the minimum. And so when you pay minimum, you have to expect minimum returns. Okay, so there are different categories. We welcome all. We go according to your earnings, and we give you back your benefit according to what you contribute, just as if you're working for someone.
Okay, so for someone that's already enrolled and they want to move up, they're making more money, when can that person change over to that
Change
category?
their category?
Yes.
In July 1st, for the month of
1st.
July, they
Okay.
can come and they can do that. We usually do it in January and July.
Oh,
You
January,
can
July.
you can
Okay.
either go up or come down. You know, sometimes in entrepreneurship, there are seasons when you're doing really, really
As
good.
I said, more money.
Yes. And then there are seasons when you're not doing so well, and that's okay. Once you communicate with Social Security, you see, Social Security, we are like a relationship with you. Communicate with us. Tell us what is happening. We always find a way to help. Okay?
Can the flip-flopping affect, because as you said, we don't make the same amount of money all the time, can the flip-flopping affect our eventual benefits?
Well, it's a contribution system. So, of course, what you contribute is what you would get out. But if you're sick, it wouldn't necessarily affect once you have contributed.
Okay.
So it wouldn't necessarily affect your returns, but what you put in is exactly what you get out.
Okay. Gotcha.
So we strongly encourage you to come on down to Social Security. You can give us a call. You can reach us on our social media handles. We are always ready to help. So the self-employed, if you are thinking about it, don't think no more, just come down and just do it. It doesn't matter what you are earning, we try to accommodate you. Okay? Now, on the 21st of April was a major stint for us at Social Security where we held our stakeholder reform conference. It was an all-day event over at the Marriott Ballroom where we had some major economical champions and those who know how to predict the economy and see how the economy is moving, provided advice and initiatives. We also was graced with the presence of the Honorable Prime Minister, who is also the Minister responsible for Social Security, Honorable Terence Drew. We had the likes of the Premier of Nevis, Honorable Matt Brantley. We had the Governor from Central Bank, Timothy Antoine. We had overseas economical experts from the International Labour Organization, such as Johnny Musambayana. We had Kasijanyo Kilobang, persons from Zimbabwe. So we had something like a worldly discussion on Social Security and the Social Security systems and what other countries and other Caribbean countries have done so far when it comes to reform. Now, I know reform is not a word that is new to us. We've been speaking reform for almost 2 decades now, and Social Security recently celebrated its 48th anniversary in February. Now, truth and in fact, in most Social Security systems around the world, a Social Security fund grows mature at the age of 30. And Social Security celebrated 48. Now, that's 18 years over. I think that Social Security been doing a phenomenal job. I have not had any instances where persons applied for a benefit at Social Security and did not receive it. It might be late, and we do apologize on that part. And just like anything, it's a process. But you will not be denied of your benefit. I know of neighboring islands who their people are walking behind their minister because they cannot get their money from Social Security. And thank God, Social Security here in St. Kitts and Nevis have never experienced that. And so I want to congratulate the Social Security Board here in St. Kitts and Nevis for doing a phenomenal job for 48 years. And we continue to roll with the modern times. Like I say, reform is not something that is new. It is something that we've been talking about, and there must be some change. Persons are living longer. We find out that families, my grandmother had 13 children. My mother, she have 2 now. One passed, my brother passed, and so it's just me. I just have 1. And I ain't promised nobody, and I guarantee I will get any more. And so we see there is a decline in the family, and if there's a decline in the family, then there is trouble for our contribution system in terms of coming in. Every day it's a birthday, that means there is a pensioner every day. And so there's a imbalance with moving with times, and persons are living longer, age 62. I saw someone the other day, he told me he's 68 and he looks good, right? So we realize that with modern times, persons are taking care of themselves. And so, of course, Social Security now have to make a change to accommodate that. Okay, if you are living longer, well, that means you are working longer. So then what your contributions would be like. So those things is what we have taken into consideration. So when we had the Stakeholder Reform Conference, we talk about that. We look at other countries where they are. And Social Security in St. Kitts and Nevis, even though we are 18 years over what is a maturity lifespan for Social Security, we are doing well compared to other countries who have even started their reform. But that does not mean that we don't need to. We need to. Otherwise, it's the people is going to feel it the most. Okay.
Okay, all right. Continue, Ms. Lemon.
Okay. We're going to feel it the most. And so one thing I want to point out is when Dr. Terence True, the Honorable Dr. Terence True, when he came and he did his presentation, he acknowledged Social Security in what we've been doing thus far and the changes that are necessary. He even signaled it where Social Security might have become a political can, where persons keep kicking the can down the road because it's 18 years over and we keep kicking the can. And he has even signaled that he might be the one to pick up the can. And I'm hoping that he picks up the can because reform is something that is no longer optional. It is necessary. It is something that needs to happen. Otherwise, we the people, we are going to feel it the most. And so I was very pleased with his presentation and what he mentioned. Being the Minister of Social Security, he truly understands what is happening with Social Security. And so it was an overall good conference. We had the media there. We had persons from school. He had this gentleman from Nevis ask excellent questions about Social Security. And this also ties in with our school visit because he's in high school, but he has been exposed to Social Security. So when we have these discussions, reform is a collective initiative. It's the children because they are focused on what would be there for them. Or we as adults, we are focused on, okay, we soon reach retirement, what will be there for us and what will be there for our grandchildren and children. And so to see the youths and all these businesses, we had people from Rock and Dirt, Island Purified, we had persons from the Chamber of Commerce, we had the whole stakeholder listing as it comes to the working class of St. Kitts and Nevis. They were there and they shared their insights. And so it was a very good discussion. I'm hoping now that action would take place because people keep telling me now they're tired here about reform. Tell me what's going to happen. I'm going to pay more. I'm going to get my pension. I hear I say I'm going to get my pension when I'm 65. I want to know. Stop coming in the dark. But sometimes it's not everybody knows and we don't want to catch everyone off guard. We want to know. I'm happy that the public tired hearing about reform. So when an action comes, there's no surprise.
Yeah, because
right?
they've heard of it.
They've been hearing about it. We've been to churches, we've been to schools, we've even been in the dances. 2 years ago, we went to one of Terra's events, Summer Crush, and we were surprised by the feedback that we got when persons entered the gate, the young people. We thought they would have just wanted to be in fit mode. But they asked about Social Security.
Biff, we didn't get that. Okay. Caller, go ahead for Ms. Demin. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I always have questions for Social Security.
Yes.
Now, out of your mouth just now, key point, the population is getting less and less. So there would not be much of the young generation to contribute to Social Security because those who already work and paid their Social Security benefit, it's their time to reap from their harvest, right?
Right.
Now, I have a suggestion. If the population is getting less money coming into Social Security, how about people like me and others who will like to contribute to Social Security from where in the world we are, okay? Whether it's by the minimum or by how much they could beyond the minimum. The more money going to Social Security, the more money will be there to keep Social Security going and to keep the wheel spinning. Now, I don't know why a reform or some kind of introduction to be made, because a person like me, where I am, is not mine. St. Kitts and Nevis is mine. That's where I born. That's where I will hope to retire. Because in these places where I am, I'm going to give you an example. Winter is not good for old people, especially if you don't have families. I'm looking at how the old people who don't have no families, they got to go and do everything for themselves. Winter, slow you down. Come into a warm tropical area, like St. Kitts, Nevis, and the rest of the Caribbean, will be more appropriate. So we could lay our nest there, and we could reap from there. So I will suggest to the lawmakers and Parliament to introduce such a system so that we from who are overseas, citizens or residents of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, to contribute. I would like to contribute. I mean, I have something there. I have St. Kitts since 1990. Okay? But if I can do more and get more, I will be obliged to do such. So I think that's a good idea because, hey, if the young population is declining, some people will say, hey, I'm not getting any more children. I'm not getting any children. How Social Security going to function?
Okay.
I will leave it right there.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
And I think that's a good introduction for such.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for that. Like I mentioned, Social Security, we have many benefits and many options, and we are always here to assist. What he mentioned about persons maybe wanting to contribute more, truth and in fact, Social Security do have something in place for that. It's called voluntary contribution. You can call our number at 465-2535 and have more information on that and see if you qualify for that. But we do have something in place called voluntary contribution where you can contribute wherever in the world you are. We accept all legal tender. And so we have that in place. When I mention about we have the birth rate is declining, and as it was mentioned by the Prime Minister as well, we have to remember that Social Security is not just a fund that is dependent upon contributions alone. Of course, contribution plays a major role, but we are also here for investments as well. So we have a lot of investment returns in Social Security as well. So apart from the contributions, I know when the minister announced that the birth rate is low, persons get scared about, oh, what's going to happen to my Social Security? But Social Security is not based on contributions alone. So Social Security is here, will be here. It's just that us as the policy makers, of course, with the judicial system tied in, we just have to make a few changes for its longevity and sustainability. Right? So thank you for that question again. If anyone is listening and they're thinking just like the previous caller about contributing independently, we have that through the self-employed, and we also have that through the voluntary contribution. And if you want to know more about the contribution, give us a call, 465-2535. You can be put on to the benefits department or the compliance department or even us at the corporate communications department, and we'll be happy to assist you. Okay? Thank you for that call. So Social Security, like I mentioned, we are always here. We are here. We always ask persons to come on in. Last time I was here, I see the public really listened. We had a few persons come in to ask about their contribution statement. I know some persons, they feel a bit ticklish about the contribution statement. They feel they are going against their employer. But you're not going against your employer. At the end of the day, you have to look out for you. We've had instances where persons come down to Social Security at the age of 62 and they're expecting a great pension. And when we go into the system and they find out that their monies were not being paid, they always ask what they're going to do next. And we feel so jolted about that because we can't do anything about that. We always encourage persons to come on down, check your contribution statement. Yes.
Okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T.
Yes, morning again. I know that Social Security in the region generally, there are Social Security boards and so on in the region generally, and you all have contacts with them, I imagine?
Yes.
Yes. Wouldn't it be a good thing if the various Social Security boards or systems combined, since there is strength in numbers, and that might solve the problems of places that are underpopulated, shall we say. If you have a combined resource in the region or sub-region. It doesn't have to be the whole CARICOM region. It could be at the OECS level. Wouldn't that help? That, and secondly, as you mentioned, it's not just about contributions, it's also investment. Now, there are countries that, for instance, have a livable wage that is paid out. And, you know, whether you're working or not to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if something like that instituted in the country wouldn't help Social Security in that, for one, you can deduct straight off, okay, from that livable rate. So everybody contributes, okay? And the last thing, we have had high productivity from automation and so on. I know it's kind of controversial, but how about taking deductions from the productivity of things like machines? It sounds strange, right?
Explain that.
Well, okay. Because of automation, we probably can do more with less labor.
When you say automation, so you're speaking about AI?
Computers, not just AI, even before AI, computers. What that has done, and robots, what that has been doing is essentially, it's almost like putting more people in the workforce. But we have not been extracting any deductions from those productivity levels. Okay, we more look at it in terms of maybe shortening the work week or something like that. But in real terms, what if, for instance, you can do particular activity using 2 persons instead of 5 because of automation? Well, take the other 3. Take deductions from the savings from the other 3 persons, even though they're non-existent. It's from a machine, right? Well, I mean, to me, that is policy, right? That can help to prolong the life of Social Security. And by the way, some people feel that Social Security is like a Ponzi scheme as it's run now. In that, you know, you always want more people to contribute so that you don't run out of money.
Yes.
Kind of thing. What would you say to those concerns?
Okay. Thank you for those. Okay. So to answer, I'm going to answer in the order that he asked. He asked about Social Security becoming a collective, I guess, scheme for the entire Caribbean. Now, when we're discussing Social Security, we have to look at a number of factors. We have to look at the demographic. We have to look at the workforce. A lot of persons like to compare Social Security, especially to the outer world, like the United States.
Yep.
You have to remember that we are in a small Caribbean island. We have to do what is sustainable for us here. We are mostly dependent on the outer world. The outer world now, they are more self-sufficient. And so we have to be very careful when we work around Social Security. I would long for the time when the Caribbean will become the United Caribbean Islands, where we operate under one. But for now, I don't even think in the near future, I don't think that is happening or could happen at this time. What happens in St. Kitts certainly can happen in Barbados or Trinidad. There are different laws, there are different workforce rules, and so it is, you know, you're being optimistic, wanting to have one Social Security system in the Caribbean, but when we dig deeper and look at the factors, it's almost unsustainable to do something like that. We have persons that are moving around in the Caribbean islands, and so there will always be inequilibrium when it comes to that. And so it is not as easy as it may sound. He speak about having automation or AI included when it comes to contribution to Social Security. That's a great idea. Of course, we'll have to dig more into the metrics of something like that, because if you're saying 2 persons working on a machine that are accustomed to have 5, and we're going to take 2 for realistic people and then 3 according to the machine, then you want Social Security. That to me, that's something like theft. Because if we're going to be taking from an invisible person, then that comes off as fraud. Social Security is based on workforce, personnel, human contribution. And so I don't think we would channel so much into that. We're working around AI. We have to get accustomed to AI. And while we're on the topic of AI, Social Security very soon will be launching its very own app, where now you won't be hearing me telling you, come on to check your contribution. You could just go on your phone. Just how you check your TikTok and your Instagram. We would have an app called the Social Security Connect, where both employers and employees can interact via that app. You can see your real-time contributions. You can see how much you've put into Social Security and probably an estimate of what you can get out. You would see the status of your sick leave, the status of whatever claim you might be doing at Social Security. It'd be right there at the touch of your hands. And so that will be coming very, very soon. I'm sure I'll be back here with our IT team during the launch or leading up to the launch for something like that. Lastly, he also mentioned that Social Security, we've been considered a scheme. Yes, Social Security have been considered like that for many, many years. Social Security is not a sexy topic, as my boss like to mention, but once you have a conversation with someone like myself about Social Security, you would understand where Social Security currently is asking you for 5% of your pay, and when you get sick, we give you about 65. To me, that's very generous. You only give me 5. How can I give you 65?
Yeah, that's like me giving you a 20. And you giving me a 10.
Yeah, right? So we're just asking for 5% for a rainy day. And most of the time, when a rainy day falls, it's way more than a 5%. Yeah. And so we give you 65%. Also, when someone dies, I don't know. Maybe I do, and I hope my friends don't feel bad when I say this. But I don't have a friend that would give my mother $3,500 straight up. Just say, here, Jennifer, bury your daughter, God forbid, right? And Social Security does that, right?
All right. So this will be our final 2 calls as we wrap up.
Yes.
So go ahead. Okay, caller, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I've been wanting to ask this question a long time. I don't know how it ties in with what you're speaking about this morning.
Yes.
But for persons who pass before they reach 62, right? You know, people die at 59, 58, 60, right?
Yes.
The funeral grant is how much?
$3,005, if I'm correct. If not $3,005, it's, $3,005.
Right? Can some consideration be given? And maybe in part of the reform, can that be part of the reform too, that people get a little more? Because you ain't you're done dead. You ain't had no husband to get nothing. You ain't got no children to benefit. And bearing in mind the cost of funeral now, $15,000 and all of that, depending on what you want. And some people want.
I love that you said that.
You want for your dove and all of that is cost.
Yes, yes.
At least they consider in the reform like to even double it up, man.
Wow. Okay.
I would think that would be a really great idea because, as I say, you're done dead. You ain't getting it. So what happens to that money when you're dead and you ain't got nobody to benefit? So I think in the reform, that could be a consideration.
Okay.
Please double it up.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so they're gone?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for that. So now our funeral grant stands at $3,005. When we look at the population of St. Kitts and Nevis, just like how every day someone is born, someone dies. They mentioned to double it up and saying that, mentioned to double it up and because you want the doves and the this and the this. And she mentioned that because the things that you want, and that's exactly what you want. Social Security is a place of need. $3,005 can bury someone. You have to understand that when things increase, there is a ripple effect. The funeral homes, I hope they don't be upset with me, but the funeral homes realize that we like the plush lifestyle. We want the doves and we want the casket. They soon have casket with AC for a period of time because you want a person to be cool for a very long time. You want the this and the that. And nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with giving your loved one a proper send off. But Social Security, we focus on the need.
Yeah.
And the question was, when we're determining the amount for a funeral grant, can it really cover a basic funeral? We look at the basic funeral, and it can.
Okay.
3,005 can cover a basic funeral. You might not need no doves. You just need a proper casket and a proper ceremony, and you can go down, and 3,005 can do that. And so Social Security, we are here for your need. When you want your doves, sure.
Okay.
When you want your doves and all of that, that it sounds very good. It sounds very good. It sounds very good, but it's not a need, right?
Okay, caller, go ahead for Miss Demon. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I support you very much with that answer.
Good morning.
To me,
yes.
To me, it appears to me like we are more for the plum and the flourish. Someone is going, let them go in peace with as less cost as possible. Only people benefit are the undertakers. And the person who is dead, they're dead.
Yes.
So to me, I think too much money going into the cemetery, even though the Masons are enjoying billing vaults and billing out everybody who is outside still. Because they have to make room for those who are going in. But there's so much concrete now in the cemetery, I don't know where they're going with it. Take the concrete and build house for people to live in rather than build house for people who are dead.
Yes.
Yep.
You're dead.
Yes.
That's it. You're not coming back.
Right.
Exactly.
So therefore, to me, I think you're right. You can increase the income for the living, but once someone is dead, forget it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. All these fancy caskets. 3 times people have to be careful when it comes around money. 3 times.
Wedding.
Number one, when a child is born. Parents get excited and they buy all kind of things. Even buy shoes when the child can't
wear. Yep.
And the brand new shoes, the sole never touch ground. The other time, it's wedding.
Yes.
And when they finish, you have the 3 ring, the engagement ring, the wedding ring, and then you end up with the supper ring. With all the party and everything. They say that this ain't gonna last, you know.
Oh
so
dear.
On. And then when the funeral comes, they want to cure the conscience by putting on a lavish funeral. And when the person was alive, they wasn't seeing them to
They
be
give them
and they
nothing.
cup of water.
Exactly.
What's the matter with us? We are. Something is wrong with us. Something is wrong with us. Forget it. Social Security is for those who are alive and those who are dead. Bury them.
Yes.
That's the end of that.
Yes.
Thank you very much and have a good day.
You too as well. Thank you for that.
Education.
Yes, thank you. So, yes, Social Security, we are here for a need. And I know the person mentioned that if someone died before the age of 62, and that always has been a concern. Someone died before the age of 62, and what happens to their money that is left in Social Security. We have to understand that to make it easier, Social Security operates off of 3 letters: FIT. Fairness, inclusiveness, and togetherness.
Okay.
Even though one person may not reach the age of 62 and might not have enjoyed their pension, we have to understand that we here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, we are working like a family when it comes to Social Security. And your person may not have lived to enjoy that, but someone may be living up to the other day. We had someone living up to 110.
Oh, yeah.
No, if that person is getting their pension from the age of 62, and truth and in fact, when you reach the age of 62, by the time you are maybe 68, 69, you would have depleted your funds at Social Security, you know. Because you're getting these sets of money with a major ceiling each month for the rest of your life, right? And so we've even had persons where couldn't even contribute as much as they would want to. Currently, we have someone, he's about between 18 and 21.
Okay, we're going to take our final call
because
we have to wrap up.
Yes.
Call up.
Okay. So we have, sure.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Nadia.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, consideration. Because a caller mentioned persons dying before the age of 62, and they won't get anything. But could some consideration be given to giving at least a percentage of what they would have gotten for a period, maybe for a 6-month period, a year or 2, So if they were to get, say, I don't know, for simple maths, $2,000, if they had reached the age of 62, and they died at whatever age, they get 50% of it or 25% of it, which would be 500 for a 6-month or a year period, because the income would be lost, the family working.
Right.
And secondly, and you mentioned it earlier, I think, if your boss isn't paying Social Security for you, and that has been going on for whatever period, and you come now to, let's use redundancy in the first instance. He's making you redundant, or she's making you redundant, and you go for your redundancy monies only to find you can't get any because your boss had not been paying. Could anything retroactive be done? So if the boss comes in and say, well, hey, Social Security, I wasn't paying any socials for Biff, as an example, and he's been made redundant, so how much money do I owe you? And if he can't, you tell him, I don't know, $2,000, and he pays that $2,000, would Biff be eligible to his redundancy money?
Okay, so those are really two good questions. Now, again, with persons who may not reach the age of 62 and have passed away, unfortunately, it depends on the dynamic of the family. If the person is married, we have this benefit we call the survivor's benefit, where the spouse will get something. If there are children involved, the children will get something equally according to their age, right up until once they are still in school. Okay, so we work around persons who may have passed and not able to enjoy it. I don't know if they would receive that $2,000 every month for 6 months or something like that, but there are things in place to take care of the dependents, right? So we have that in place. You spoke about your boss not paying your contributions, right? And the redundancy. The redundancy as it relates to the holistic approach of your payment, that would have to be maybe a labor thing. We deal with the taxation now. And yes, we have the compliance department at Social Security, which acts like a police for Social Security. And we would look at all the payments that were missed, and you would not receive that money in hand, but we go to your contributions at Social Security. So yes, you would still have to pay your contributions for your time period that you were working, even if he made your position redundant. Now, the full payment of making you redundant, that would have to be a labor issue in terms of your income from that. But your tax, Social Security tax for sure would be taken and would be added to your contribution at Social Security.
And with that, let's say because those payments were not made, you're getting, I don't know, $1,500 a month, and the employer now goes and pay whatever it is. Would that $1,500, the person has reached the age of 62, so they are getting a pension from Social Security. Could that pension go up from $1,500 to whatever because your employer has now paid?
Most definitely, yes. Social Security, what we pay out is based on what comes in, and we always look for your best working time.
Someone told me that your best years.
Yes. So your pension, of course, would go up. It's like a ripple effect. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. So just to wrap up again, I mean, this was an exciting... we went over 15 minutes, I'm sure. And we're happy for that. We're always happy for persons who out there who have the questions. Our doors are open. You can give us a call. You can come on down to Social Security. Sometimes I might not be working. I'm shopping with my family. And person, use Miss Demin? Yes. I got a question about Social Security. And no problem, because we are dealing with persons' money and their future. And it can be concerning. And so either we're going to be debunking rumors or myths or anything that would ease the public mind. We are already ready to do that. So thank you again to WinFM for having us here talking about Social Security. Again, we're going to be out to the schools next week. So mom and dad, if you're listening, be ready for some questions from your little one because they're going to ask. They're going to ask. And so we're going to be in the schools. You can see us as early as tomorrow and Friday at the open day.
Okay.
So if you have a chance and you have more questions, come and meet me up there. We can talk more.
Yes, Agriculture Open Day.
Yes,
Okay.
the Agriculture Open Day. So come, we have exciting games. You can win prizes from social. When I say prizes, a little bottle, and you do not come up there. Because some people came up there last year and they asked for the money.
Oh,
I cannot give you your money at the agriculture fair, but I can ease your mind by answering some questions and concerns. So again, thank you again, WinFM, for having me here. And Social Security, we keep on looking up for your benefit.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Min, for being here. And it seemed like Social Security need a whole island tea.
Yes,
because they have a lot of people have a lot of questions and they have a lot of things.
We're going to have to schedule that.
Yeah, indeed, indeed.
Yes.
Well, you have a good remainder of your day, and
Thank
we'll
you.
take a short break here. Folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
.9 Win FM.
What are you doing? She said, drink a root boy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, she said, drink a root boy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, cause when we out and we active living we life. So when we drink, we be drinking. Root boy. So when we drink, we be drinking. Root boy. Oh, Miss Lady, anyway you see we building up our vibes. So when we drink, we be drinking. Root boy. So when we drink, we be drinking. Root boy. Why?
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean, keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
We're different. We're 98.9 Win FM.
Heritage matters to me. Heritage matters to you. Join me, Percival Hanley, this coming Friday and every other Friday at 10 a.m. to 12 noon for Heritage Matters on Win Media SKN 98.9. Heritage matters to me. Heritage matters to you.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
When power stops, your world should not. For April, the TDC Home and Building Depot's product of the month is the GD Super Multi-Purpose Solar Generator. Instant, silent, and efficient power for your home, office, or any other space. Our 600-watt generator was $2,070, now $1,182. The 1500-watt was $2,772, now $1,965. And our 3000-watt powerhouse was $6,405, now $3,960. Finish your projects, continue your business, enjoy your life. Available at the TDC Home and Building Depots on St. Kitts and Nevis and at shoptdcgroup.com.
We're back on Island Tea, just about 34 minutes after the hour of 9. As we continue along, I saw some comments. Mario, good morning over there in Nevis. Tessa Carla, good morning. I got a comment that said, love the Social Security interview. So Social Security, thank you so much. As I said, I think Social Security need an entire show so that everyone can get their questions answered, and as much information that can be shared should be shared so that it puts the minds of the listening public at ease and answer the questions they might have. You were saying something, Mick?
Interesting discussion there, Cartensia. And I don't think persons on the ground, the average man or woman, really understand most of the details. They may have some basic, but a little above that. And that's always going to be contentious, for want of a better expression, and perhaps out of ignorance, persons not knowing. And the question is, do we make enough effort to find out? And do we make enough effort early o'clock? Some persons may wait until just before they retire to find out what is the situation, not realizing something could have happened way back there to be corrected. But, and we didn't.
Go ahead.
No, I yield to the lady. I yield to you.
Oh, no. If you had something to say, I was going to say something different.
I was shocked, very shocked. In Anguilla, there has been a double murder involving a 16-year-old. And I was really, really shocked about that. And that in Antigua, a few weeks ago, we had the death of the 18-year-old as well. Well, there are two persons, 18 and 17, I think. And when we lose young people, Social Security, they don't get a chance to contribute in Social Security, so it becomes a little void, for want of a better expression. And the perpetrators, when they go to prison, and so they don't get to contribute. So they're putting pressure on the Social Security system. And in St. Kitts and Nevis, where we are underpopulated, and the Prime Minister is encouraging us to get more babies, I hope you start. I hope, Cartensia, you're starting to honor those instructions from the Prime Minister.
We follow the Prime Minister.
Well, yes, that. And the thing is, when I discuss that with
they
people,
say follow your leader.
Follow your leader.
Your leader had to go first. Exactly.
And he does have one child that I know of.
Yeah.
He's in the 20s, I think, thereabout. But we document persons are saying, well, boy, if the PM heads off in that direction and we hear his madam is pregnant, then we'll jump up and do it. And I know some guys wouldn't mind contributing to that project of getting babies.
But we're going to contribute to the project of getting babies, and then when we're done, we're not supporting these babies. We know the Prime Minister can well support his baby, but we had to use wisdom in certain situations, right?
Indeed.
So we know the Prime Minister is legal. He's a married man. He can afford to make his babies. We don't know. Everybody's situation is not the same.
Yes.
So to each his own, but sir, we will follow the leader. So you begin the train, and then everybody else will do what is necessary. We have a caller? Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island Tea. Good morning.
Yes, just an aside. It occurred to me that people like you, Cortensia, and Biff, you are in a very unique position in terms of the amount of information that you get, interviews you've done, news items that you have to keep abreast of, those kinds of things. And I just wondered, what do you do with all that information? I mean, I know once I got people who take things like, it's probably out of fashion now, but keep a diary or keep tapes of particularly interesting conversations, etc., for maybe use later on in some kind of memoir or book or something. I just wondered.
I do none of the above, but I can say that I am educated to a point because I hang out with persons that are maybe 30, 20 years older than me. So the knowledge that I have can be incorporated in the conversations, and we break them down, we chop them up, and we either come to a conclusion or we leave on our own sides, But I don't I don't normally keep a diary or anything. If I wanted to know like what happened on this day or what, I just research it and then I bring it to the fore. But no, I don't keep any snippets of anything. I don't say, oh, I have a book that I write in. I can show you that. So I know I discussed that on this day or that on that. So yeah, that's the most of what I would have.
Because it seems such a shame when, people leave and all that repertoire of information and knowledge and so on just goes.
No, but ours is recorded. Ours is on social media and all that. And see, look, the interview I did with the late King Elimat when he was alive on Good Morning SKN, I saw persons using the snippets on Facebook.
Okay.
Where we were talking about this autobiography. My face isn't in it, but my hands and the rest of my body is. Yeah. So it's there.
I just thought that, crystallizing, because after all, there's a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, and it's nice to have that crystallized in something nice and neat that, people can point to afterwards, I guess.
That is a very good.
This is the same thing with you?
Yes, a little different per se. That is a very good question you asked. Before I started hosting Island Tea, and I hosted Voices when Quint was on holidays, and I had to get up to speed with news in whole. I had a habit of listening local news, and mornings when I'm up working 2 and 3 o'clock, tune into BBC, because that's when you hear what's happening on the international scene. And I consider BBC one of the most credible sources. They give you unbiased, I believe, unbiased reporting. However, with now being on Island Tea, I basically have to be listening news 24/7, well, let me say 23/7, not 24, 23/7, because I have to tell you, in case you missed the news from yesterday or the day before, what is happening locally, regionally, internationally, and that is what Cartencia has been doing an excellent job with. If she comes up with something that she thinks we should mention, she sends me the WhatsApp, and then I say, girl, yeah, that's good, and I send her. But in the day, we'll have 15, 20 stories locally, regionally, and internationally, but we might only get to introduce two or three or four. And
because of the time.
Exactly, and then Peter might come on and take the conversation in a different direction, not relating to the 4 topics per se. And that is something that we would really want. When we introduce topics, you may not have heard of it, or you know of a situation, you can call in and contribute and make comparisons to how you would have known it, etc., to educate the persons. Because Island Tea, from my understanding, is primarily recap of the news for the day or two. So when you're going to work or when you're at your desk working, you miss the news, you could feel like, okay, I have a little idea of what's happening locally, regionally, and internationally.
Because most people don't have time to do
exactly
like research and so on their own. So they rely on people like you. And there's a caveat, of course, that at least you get paid to do it. You get paid to do something you like.
And it's not really meant for, and I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but my understanding, it's not meant to discuss, well, why there's no water over on Booby Island and there hasn't been any water there. We have a different program for that, which is Voices, where you hear the concerns and things naturally daily. But this is the recap and discussion of the latest news, like the 12-year-old passing CXC match in first form, and the 2-year, unfortunately, it's a mixture of good and bad. That is very good news, and the bad news about the youngsters, a 16-year-old being killed in St. Anguilla. It's discussion why, and elections coming up tomorrow, and
there's always something happening these days,
Exactly.
You could never run out, and most people, like I said, don't have time to be really. It's good to multitask in the first place, and that's where radio comes in, as opposed to just a device that you have to read. You can listen and still do whatever you're doing at the same time. So that's why I think radio has survived all the technology, advances in technology. It's a really good medium to keep occupied. You keep the mind ticking, tickle the mind a bit, and so on. Yeah. But yeah, I just wondered, how you all, as unique people in a sense, because not too many people do what you do. How do you feel about the information that you have, the role that you're playing, and what to do with the information that you have that most people don't have access to? That's what really prompted the question.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. A very good question indeed, Mr. McMahon. And Cartensia, I'm not certain too many persons give a lot of credit to journalists, people who work on the media. And of course, you have various elements. You have the DJs, you have the news reporters, and you have people who do the sports, etc., people who host shows. And they take it for granted, I believe. And according to Mr. McMahon, the research, we listening, the news on all the radio stations here in St. Kitts and Nevis and in the region and further afield. And it's like, hey, somebody might be wondering, what's happening in the war in Iran and the ceasefire? And Iran is saying, well, boy, no, we're not giving in, we're not stopping unless you give us.
But you know what I would like? Yes, we bring all these stories, but we don't ever have a conclusion. It's just one thing after the next, after the next. So it's like we're not completing what we're talking about. And that is what I would love. Just like how when people put their relationship on social media, they're good for a time and then they fall out, but nobody comes back and say, oh, myself and Biff are not together anymore. So you leave us in a loop. So all of that, I just want a conclusion to the stories, because we know behind the scenes, we're talking about something else now. Behind the scenes, there's still war in Gaza. They have not obliged to the ceasefire of October last year. We don't know what's going on in Hormuz right now, but I'm sure something is going on. The Epstein file is at a standstill now because we have this gentleman that was probably coerced into going and do whatever he did at the dinner. It's just every day is just something new. That's why I don't wake up to the news.
Exactly, and to add the allegations of the attempted assassination of the President of the United States, which is recent, and they have arrested a gentleman, a 21-year-old, I think.
I'm not sure of his age.
Yes, and who said from the article I read, he was not happy with the performance of the President of the USA, and he had enough. So he walked over, why not this can't work? So, and that is the case. But still $1 million question. How was he able to penetrate the perimeter, the security perimeter, with guns and knives? I mean, there had to be a serious breakdown there, which I have to do a little further investigation.
Okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Okay, you can always caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T.
But it's interesting, and the news, I'm suggesting to us here in St. Kitts and Nevis that we should try and listen 3 sets of things, at least locally. The news, our community affairs, our bulletin board, our community happenings, whatever it's called on whatever station, and death announcement. Because too many times I say, well, hey, I ain't see this person for some time, only to find out the person died and was buried 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. And how you guys doing? And peace to you all, and peace to Federation.
Same to you.
I just want to say condolences to all persons who have passed throughout this month, and happy birthday to everybody, especially to everybody who's celebrating birthday. But condolences in particular to my good friend Fighting House, he represented our nation well. I know him well. But I'm going to give you guys a treat. My name is Lincoln David Tell. I give you all to ask me 2 questions, and to the best of my ability, I answer them, based on any political issues that might be happening, and I want to get an answer.
You're giving us the opportunity to ask you 2 questions, you said?
Yes.
That is an interesting. Yeah, extremely. That is unique. We've never heard that before. And your thoughts on the 12-year-old passing mathematics in first form. Do you think that is a good thing? Would you encourage more students to do that? That's one question, Cartensi. I don't know if you have any.
My question is, what do you think about the latest commentary that has been had by Peter Wickham and Mervyn Hanley as it pertains to Pam going back into bed with their former link-up?
Okay, let me answer the last one first. People's Action Movement is more focused on making the party as strong as possible with the best choice for selecting to form the government by the electorate. Because we believe and we know what the People's Action Movement would have done for this nation. Great things, and we are still benefiting from it. So our focus right now is to make sure our supporters, our members, independents, and everybody who wants to see a positive change in our nation. And when it comes to economic development, job creation for our people, and looking out for the people and the best interest of our nation, that is what we are focusing on at this time. And I would have want to let you know that I'm our political leader, and even to a certain extent our chairman would have addressed that question many times. But, you know,
Mr. Pell, so what if there's only 5 seats for your government? Who would be the one individual that you would link up with to make the government? Because we know 6 seats are required.
Well, as you know, we will still have a majority government if you have 6 seats. But the People's Action Movement will make sure our country is best served federally to make sure our two islands benefit greatly, because that's what we stand for. So I just wanted to put that inside to let you know that
you're a real politician, boy.
A majority of 1 seat to form the government, and as you just mentioned. So, you know, but for now, that will be something for the political leader and others to think about. But our main focus is just make sure we form the government, make our party the strongest and the best party of choice for the electorate to elect.
All right. I didn't get my answer, but I'll take what you gave me,
You got an
sir.
answer, but not the answer.
Yeah, I got the political answer. I didn't get the answer that I want. And that's why sometimes I think people say, oh, journalists don't ask this and journalists don't ask that. But politicians don't answer anything we ask. And all of them are the same around the world. I see it all the time when I look at stuff like that.
That's a very important question. And the answer I gave you should indicate to you that the main focus is to make sure our party is the number one choice for the electorate and to be as strong as possible.
And I got that.
It's our responsibility to try to make sure we form the government by ourselves. And so that is what I'm trying to let you know. That is our number one.
Yes, and I get that, but then I still ask, what if it comes to a deadlock of 5 and 5? Who do you choose then? What if you have, I know some people are going to run independent. Who do you decide? Would it not be the last person that you were partnered with, or would it be someone else from across the water? How does it work? I understand all the other things that you said, you know, but I just wanted that one thing.
Most countries, as you guys follow, the parties try to get the best partner that is best aligned with their philosophy and policy and so forth, to make sure that that structure will last and work well for the benefit of both and the nation, which is most number one.
That previous party and that previous leader, I'm not going to be voting for my party. I prefer to give somebody else the thing. So
yes, the person say Labour. I bet happy for Labour go back in again.
I'm joining. Yes, that Pam joining with.
Yeah.
We want to make sure the next prime minister will be the prime minister from a People's Action Movement party, and make sure that the People's Action Movement is the only choice and have the most majority seats on the island of St. Kitts. Therefore, anything else from there will be determined with the party or the partner. You know, that will out of my range right now, but I could only let you know the party standing right now is to make sure our party is the best choice, and when at the end of the day, it is our leader will be the prime minister because of the mandate that you, the electorate, will give our party. And that's what we're focusing on right now, to ensure that everybody understands. They're calling for a PAM government, and the PAM party will give that mandate because we have the philosophy, we have the interest of our nation at heart. All the issues that are being raised concerning whether it's the beach bar owners, whether it's the murders, whether it's the cost of living, whether it's make sure that our people back out to work and come down to what the first question to make sure our education system serves all of us.
Yes,
and
on that first question, sir, the first farmer passing mathematics in first form. Well, of course, it's this occasion, but would you subscribe to that being a model that we should embark on? Not necessarily mathematics, but be it history or French or Spanish, and then the element to that. Suppose somebody, a parent for somebody in grade 6, say, I want my son or daughter in grade 6 to be doing a CXC exam. Would you subscribe to that? Would you support it? What is your view on that? So it's a two-part question, eh?
There are some children that are very unique and have the ability, and sometimes when you restrict them, you do more harm than what good. Because I'm a teacher myself, and I know I have a person started originally from 5, but I know we had students who started at 4 and did very well, even persons who are much older than they are. So what I'm saying is that we should measure it based on the ability of the child. It's not every child will be like this 12-year-old, because in other countries, we would have known that children who finished high school and went straight to university, and some others, I think, finished primary school, some young age. I saw something where someone went to university at a very young age. And
16,
it was amazing.
I think it was.
Because every person have their own ability, and if we have a few persons in St. Nevis who have that ability. Let us give it to them.
Could you wrap for? Mr. Pell, could you wrap for us, please? Wrap up. We have to finish.
Yes, I'm going to let you know why I said this now. There's a young lady who is in
15 seconds, please. Literally 15 seconds.
She's blind and she's performing just like any other ordinary student. And that is why I say, as long as they have the ability, let us give them the opportunity to make us proud, make them proud and their parents proud. And give them the best opportunity they have in life.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless constituency number 7.
Okay, sir.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. This is where we call it a day for today. Thank you for tuning in today and always. And all things equal, we will see you here tomorrow, God's spare. So, Biff, you have a good day today. And to all the listeners and to all those of you who are viewing, have a good day as well.
Same to you, Cartens here.
Found the sound 98.9.
Buster! We run things are on we. Buster! Buster! Living color, do it differently. Buster! Buster! Large and in charge, like party. Buster! Buster! We set the pace, then